Hello fellow creeps, imagine this, you are deep in hostile territory, riding in an armored vehicle through dense jungle during the height of the Communist Insurgency. You are alert, armed and trained for ambushes. But what if the real danger isn't human? What if something is waiting for you by the roadside, something ancient, watching silently from beneath a signboard in the middle of nowhere? Tonight's story isn't just about the war. It's about fear that bullets can't stop and prayers barely hold back. Stay with me, because what this soldier saw still gives chills to everyone who hears it. This is the 3 under the signboard. Now, let's get on to the story.
This is Creepy with Coffee.
This story happened back in the mid-1970s during my service in the Malaysian army at the height of the Communist Insurgency. I was part of what today was known as Corps Armour Diraja, and I had just started my career as a trooper, something equivalent of a private. My role? A driver of a V-150 armored vehicle equipped with 90mm cannon. Our job was to escort supply convoys and infantry units into active conflict zones and protect them against ambushes from enemy forces. If a convoy was attacked, our vehicle would serve as the front-line defense, firing back using heavy artillery on board. On one particular assignment, we were tasked with escorting a convoy of 3-ton trucks carrying supplies and infantry into a jungle operation zone. My V-150 led the front, and my buddy from training, Trooper Ahong, was positioned at the rear with another V-150. We completed the first half of the mission, dropping off the incoming battalion without any problems. It was just after Maghrib, which is sunset, when we began the return journey, escorting the outgoing troops who were being rotated out. The road? It was an unpaved dirt track winding through dense jungle. And that night, there was no moonlight. Nothing but complete darkness except for our headlights cutting through mist and shadows. As we merged onto a federal road, the silence was almost unnatural. Occasionally, we passed a lone motorbike or car, but overall, the stretch felt deserted. The only thing keeping me alert was the adrenaline of being in charge of the lead vehicle and the awareness that an ambush could happen at any time. And then it happened. I saw a signboard about 50 feet ahead, marking the direction of a nearby town. But as we approached it, something wasn't right. I saw 3 figures were dangling beneath the signboard. They weren't moving naturally. They were swaying like they were on swings. But there was no wind. All 3 of them were wearing dirty, tattered white garments. As we approach closer, I can see clearly the one on the left had a half missing face, one eye bulging grotesquely out of its socket and only the upper jaw remaining. The one in the middle had a long black hair, pale skin and eyes that were completely white. In green, a horrible green that stretched all the way to its ears, revealing sharp animal-like teeth. But the third one was the most disturbing. It looked like a child. It's just that. It's just with a body, a torso, without its head. And one of its arms was gone, and the other one was just born. And these 3 figures, all of them, watching, swaying, slowly. I nearly froze, but instinct kicked in. I quickly recited Ayat Kursi and followed with the 3 Kul Surahs as I kept my hand steady on the wheel. Eyes locked forward, refusing to acknowledge what I saw any further. I reminded myself of the advice passed down by our seniors, how we are not just facing human enemies out here. The jungle belongs to others too. Things older than us. Things that were never human. Hey, if you're enjoying the story so far and you'd like to help to keep the coffee brewing, do consider supporting the channel by buying me a coffee, which is a small donation. A small tip helps keep the channel goes a long way. Link is in the description down below, and you can buy me a coffee for as low as just $1. Thank you very much for the support, and now let's continue with our story. Eventually, we made it safely to the forward base, where the outgoing troops were dropped off. After securing our vehicle and logging our movement, we went to a small quarters provided to get some rest. That's when Corporal Awang, our crew commander, looked at me and asked, "Parjo, you saw what I saw on the roadside back there, didn't you?" I looked at him and I nodded slowly. He replied calmly, "Thank God he didn't follow us." From the other room, Ahong called out, half joking, half serious, "Ayah, I also saw Corporal. That hantu must have been waiting long time to see our convoy. So many trucks, so many people." And honestly, he wasn't wrong. Our convoy was long enough that dozens of soldiers and drivers likely saw the same thing, but no one spoke of it. Because in the army, sometimes it's not about bravery, it's about respecting boundaries, theirs and ours. Well, that is a short story for tonight's episode. I don't think I have told any military story before, so I guess this would be among the first few. If you have heard of a military story that is equally creepy to this one, well, you know where to send it to. Once again, if you have made it this far, you're exactly the kind of creep we love around here. Don't forget to hit subscribe, drop a comment if you have seen something like this before, and give a video a thumbs up to feed the algorithm ghost. Until the next haunting, it's Kim, signing off from Creepy with Coffee.